Dear friends, fellow classmates, you are most welcome to this presentation from GBHSF' 1994 Alumni Association. And I must say we go by the slogan, Together for All. In the next few minutes, I shall be presenting this package of activity to you for your understanding. And this package of activities is simply the different programs that the Bureau has designed for implementation by the alumni. I am Kengacha Marcellus Agendia, and I happen to be the president of this great association. The outline of this presentation will start from an introduction. We shall also look at the structural organization of these great alumni. And thirdly, we shall look at some generalities about the programs that we have put in place so far. And we shall also be looking at the different programs, that is, in a specific manner, what each program actually constitutes. And we shall also be looking at how we can sustain these programs. And finally, we shall be concluding. As the name goes, GBHSF' 1994 Alumni Association. We are basically an association or a group of GBHSF' 1994 students and also students of the subsequent batches that existed in that institution prior to the year 2000 and 2001 graduation. And this association was actually created in 2022, and I must say a big thank you to the founders, to those that came up with this wonderful idea. Now, at creation, we had this in mind. We wanted to set up something that would foster a spirit of loyalty to our alma mater, that is our former institution, foster unity amongst us as alumni, support each other, and promote growth of this great institution, not leaving out the host community. The host community here is the community that is hosting this former institution of ours. It's the community that hosted us some decades back when we were still students in this great institution. We can't talk about developing ourselves, developing our alma mater without developing this host community. Worthy of note is the fact that since creation in 2022, we have been focused on social assistance, and the beneficiaries of such assistance have actually felt a great impact. If they have felt a great impact, we all have felt that great impact. And this alone gives us ample reason why we came together. And our morals can only be boosted by this wonderful gesture of social assistance. However, we believe that we are too learned, we are too skillful, and we are too mature for just some social assistance. And this is why we have to think out of the box. This is why the Bureau sat down and thought it wise to design this package of activities, these different programs, which we believe that if implemented, we shall go beyond social assistance. And we are appealing that we all put hands on the deck's back to ensure that this great alumni is taken to a greater height. Our thinking is basically in line with Chapter 4.1 of our Constitution, which gives provisions for projects for different activities. So we don't just want to abandon this particular provision of our Constitution. We want to put it into full action. this 2024. Based on this knowledge, we have designed some of these programs, and we deem them important to create an impact to us as alumni, to our alma mater, and to our communities. And this is why we have to come together to ensure its implementation. This presentation, therefore, is aimed at bringing details of these programs to light for every member and well-wishers of our beautiful alumni. Of course, because we understand that taking action that is prompted by understanding, by knowledge, is much more sustainable. And so by presenting this package here, by presenting these different programs here, we want members and well-wishers who want to take part in these programs to have a deeper understanding of what these programs are, so that they can actively and sustainably partake in its implementation. Now, before we get into the different programs, let's look at the organization structure of this wonderful alumni. Now, the first component of our association is the General Assembly. And the General Assembly is the highest decision-making component of the alumni. It makes rules and regulations of the alumni, as well as design programs or adopt those that have been proposed by the Bureau. Now, the General Assembly also puts the Executive Bureau in place and control their actions. Then we have the Executive Bureau. The executive component ensures the day-to-day functioning of the alumni, ensures the applicability of the rules and regulations that have been formulated and voted by the General Assembly, proposes laws, programs, and projects for adoption by the General Assembly. Now, the Executive Bureau also coordinates the different departments and their actions. And these departments have their origin from our vision, which is to ensure the development and growth of the alumni of our alma mater and of the host community. Then we are looking at some generalities of these different programs. And the first thing we have to note here is that there are a total of 6 programs that we have designed into this package. And each program is made up of a number of executable projects. Then the second thing we have to understand is that there is a hierarchical management of the programs and projects, from the Executive Bureau to project managers, as you can see in this figure 1. So the overall governing body is the Executive Bureau, that is the coordinator. After the coordinator, we have the heads of departments, that is the alumni department, the community department, and the alma mater department. Each of these departments will be headed by one person that we call a head of department. Then after the department, we have the different programs, and each program will be managed or directed by a program director. And after the programs, we have projects, because each program will have different projects, a number of projects under it. And each project will be managed by a project manager. Then program coordinators are appointed by the Bureau, to which they are accountable. The project managers are elected by the program participants, because within each program, you have a number of participants, and they have that possibility to come together to vote to elect a program coordinator, the one that to elect program managers, those that are going to manage the different programs that they will put in place. Then participants of programs are expected to come from the alumni. This is the first important thing that we have to understand. These programs are designed to be run by duly registered members of the alumni. But then, non-alumni members can also join programs, provided they have a volunteering will and have something to offer. Now, this is very important because we might not really have all the resources to carry out these programs just by us, the alumni members. So this is where from time to time we can get non-alumni members to join us to support our programs. Our greatest wish here is that we grow from one point to the other. Whether member or non-members, each person will join the programs he or she can best participate. We want people to be able to join programs that they believe that they can offer their best. It will just be worthless to join a program where you think you have nothing to offer. Then we look at the programs. The first program that we're seeing here is the Alumni 94 Socials. And the second one is My 94 Ex-Teacher. And the third program is Education and Trainings. The fourth is Hygiene and Sanitation Program. Then we have Community Health. And this is at the center of all these programs because we believe that health is the most important thing that we all need in order to do whatever thing that we intend to do. Then we have the Alumnus Media 94 program. And you see, this particular program covers all the other 5 programs because it is a kind of communication, is information and communication technology program. And this is to tell us that every activity that will be carried out in each of these programs will be covered by this media program. Now, we look at each of these programs specifically. The Alumni 94 Socials will always meet. This is what we have to understand. As we have come together since 2022, we should understand that there are moments that we will always meet. And of course, we have been meeting at the different social assistance events, and we'll also always meet for some of our general meetings. But unfortunately, we will not meet without challenges. Through this program, we will have better planning and organization of events that bring us together. So, this particular program will ensure that for each of our meetings, this program will ensure that we better plan and organize each of our meetings before they actually happen. The main goal is to ensure that all events that we organize or that we are a part of should be successful or at least with limited challenges. Participants of this program will work to present important projects for execution. For instance, some of these projects that we can talk of is music, chairs, canopies. These are projects that we can come up with. Probably to ensure that maybe we have our own chairs, we have our own canopies, we have our own musical sets so that whenever we meet, we will not go about renting. And some of these things are means of resources. That is, we can actually rent out some of these things to generate revenue for our alumni. Then, My 94 Ex-Teacher program is a program that concerns our ex-teachers. Of course, you and I know that these are persons, individuals that have played important roles in our lives, just as our parents. And so, somehow, we are the seed that was sown to bear branches, flowers, and fruits for shelter, beauty, and food, respectively. Of course, somebody actually sowed the seed. It was not just our parents, but our teachers saw us as a seed. And today we have germinated, we have grown, we are bearing fruits, and they also have to benefit from this fruit. Therefore, the aim of this program is to ensure that honor is given to whom honor is due, that shelter, beauty, and food be given to him that planted, to our ex-teachers who planted knowledge in our lives, just as we do to our parents. Of course, the unfortunate thing is that the error most of us usually do is that we just keep helping our parents and helping them and helping them, and we completely forget other persons that play some key roles in our lives, like our teachers. So this program is actually coming to close this gap. Participants of this program should design symbolic and remarkable projects for our teachers. For example, these are some of the projects that I have in mind, that the Bureau has in mind. The 94 Alumni Style Medal Project. You see, we can actually come up with medals that we design ourselves. We can come up with frames that we design ourselves. We can come up with certificates that we design ourselves. And we meet our ex-teachers and we present it to them as a sign of recognition of their works in our lives. This will be very symbolic. Then we have education and trainings. If the sower sows on a bad soil, there will be no branches, no flowers, and no fruits. Of course, if our parents sent us to the bad schools, if our parents sent us to schools, to institutions that had bad teachers, of course, we will not be what we are today. So if the soil is good, the firm branches, will never forget the soil for being good. They will shed off their leaves to the soil to serve as fertilizer for future plants. That is a wonderful blessing. So imagine you sow a seed on a fertile ground. That seed will germinate into a tree and it will grow and produce branches and leaves and fruits. And the interesting thing is that those branches and the leaves, even some of the fruit, will fall off back to that ground to fertilize that ground for more seeds to germinate. And that is just what we are saying here. If our institution, our former institution, was a fertile ground for our education, for what we are today, then it is only logical and reasonable for us to turn back to that institution to give a bit of what we have achieved. Therefore, this program was conceived to ensure that our alma mater gets the blessings, because the due season is long past. And of course, the season is now. Participants of this program will therefore come up with educational and training programs like that is programs, projects that will support education and training. This is what we have in mind. We want to come up with things that will support education and training at that very institution. And so we think about a library project. We can furnish the library with books. We think about school club support project, like we can institute some programs in schools for clubs, all right, that will ensure training, better education, career orientation project, which will ensure that we go back to those institutions, to that institution, and we orientate students. Of course, this is very important, and this is something that we have never had. Students, after advanced levels, most of them are confused. They don't even know what to get into. They don't know what institution to go to because they lack orientation. So we can come up with better projects to better orientate these students. So education and training is one of such programs. Then we have hygiene and sanitation program. Good hygiene and clean environment brings out the beauty of our alma mater and the host community. Of course, hygiene and sanitation is at the center of good health. The main goal of this program is to ensure an excellent and conducive study environment through environmental hygiene. Common projects should include education on waste management. All right, these are still programs that we hope and we wish that when things ever come back to normal, we can go back and start implementing these programs. We'll be able to educate school students or students of that alma mater on waste management, on hand washing procedures, as well as waste bins supplies. We can supply waste bins, we call them dust bins, to our institution to ensure better management of waste. That will ensure that the environment is clean. Of course, we can carry out flowers and trees planting projects to ensure the beauty of that environment. Health experts will play a key role in this program, and we have a lot of them in this alumni, in this wonderful association. Then we have community health. Health is the center of all we have said, and without health, nothing is done. Students need help, teachers need help, alumni need help, and our parents need help. So in everything we do, we need help to actually achieve our goals. The main goal of this program is to ensure the development of our community through health promotion and disease prevention practices. We can organize health campaigns, educational health programs, institution of health clubs in schools, of course, to educate our students on healthy practices, and why not to start creating this interest in the hearts of students to become health professionals. A health expert, once more, will play a key role in managing these programs, in managing this particular program, sorry. Then, the last of this program is the Alumni Media 94. The main goal of this program is to valorize ourselves and our actions. That is, you see, like all these programs that I've presented before now, all the activities that will be carried out, all the projects that will be carried out within these programs have to be covered by our own media. Because if we don't promote our own work, no one is coming to promote it. If we don't valorize what we do, nobody will come to valorize it. We start by showing to people what we are doing, so that it can also serve as a booster for some other people to do a similar thing, and our community will, at the end of the day, be the best place to live in. It also intends to build a stronger community by bringing information that will help people take informed decisions. Most often, people don't take decisions probably for healthy living, probably for community development, simply because they don't have the right information to go about it. Most importantly, we want to promote the businesses and actions of our members. Of course, amongst us, we, the alumni, we have members who have businesses, we have members who are involved in one community actions or the other, but they are paying media houses to carry their messages across. So we say, with this Alumni Media 94, our own very members can start benefiting from our services. There was a video message that we did with this very media program, and we posted within 2-3 days. That video message on our YouTube page got over 2,000 views, and this is just wonderful. We can help take your message across to the communities. Participants of this program would be charged with searching for information and business opportunities for the media. Of course, participants, any person joining this program, should know that they will help this program to look for information around what is happening within your community. Can we publish it for other people to see? And they will bring this information, but they should also know that they will also help look for business opportunities, because this is a very important program that can help generate revenue even for this very alumni. So if you are there, you are one of us, and you know that you have skills in ICT, in video editing, and so on and so forth, you have skills in managing social media platforms, please get to us, and we'll be very pleased to have you. If you are a non-member of our alumni and you are listening to us, please, and you are interested, you can also volunteer. We'll be very happy to receive you as a partner or as a volunteer. Thank you very much. Now we get, how do we sustain all these programs that we have actually presented? The first thing we need for sustainability is human resources. And I believe that we are too learned, we are too skillful, and we have most of these resources. So members listening to me, listening to this message, should be able to look at in which area they feel that they can fit in to offer their assistance. And talking about human resources, we need people who understand our vision. Because if you don't really understand where we are going to, it will be difficult for you to work with us to that place that we are going to. So you need to understand our vision. If you don't yet understand what we are out to do, that what we are doing, what our vision is, please, I'll also be sharing a link to our website in the description section of this particular channel, so that you can get to our website and you get to know more about us. But you can also write to us and ask questions, and we'll be able to explain what we are out for to you. Then we also need people who show commitment. We need people who will be able to bring what they have, pieces of what we all have together, so that we can make a whole. We need to be committed. Then compromise. Functioning as a group, if we have to sustain our programs, then we must manifest what we call intellectual honesty. That is, if you know that you have an argument, you have a point of view that is not too well compared to that of your friend, that you have a colleague, you should be able to compromise yours and accept his. It's a matter of give and take. You give up what you have, and you take what your friend has, and that will be able to move ahead. Then material resources. Of course, we can't do all of this without material resources. Presently, I am using my laptop to do this presentation, but I will believe that with time, the alumni should be able to secure its own property to be able to carry out its programs. I've talked about materials like canopies, like chairs. Should we have our own chairs? Should we have our own canopies for our own programs, and so on and so forth? Those are materials that we certainly need to sustain our programs. We also have other materials, or like maybe in due course I talk about the Alumni Media 94. We need material that will have enough space to take enough video, and for better treatment of those videos, we need good cameras, good computers, and good softwares. Those are all materials that we need to be able to sustain these programs. Then, finally, and most importantly, we certainly need financial resources. But in this presentation, financial resources coming at the tail end, because it is not always the first thing that we need to start carrying out things. I just talk about the activities of the Alumni Media 94 that are already ongoing, and we're already publishing videos. We have been doing that without any financial resources. So there are a whole lot of programs that we can start without resources, but we have to hold this in mind, that these same programs that we have presented will also be programs that can generate us revenue if we are really committed to implement them. To conclude, I will say that GBHSF' 1994 Alumni Association was founded in 2022 to bring all ex-students of the 1994 to 2001 batches together with the main goal to support each other, to support our alma mater, and to support the host community. We are happy to have been working in the past year to support each other. That is the alumni department. That is what we have been so involved in. However, we thought it was time we work to support our alma mater and the host community. And this is why we have developed this package of activities, these programs. To this effect, the Executive Bureau has proposed a restructure to suit the programs and executable projects that, of course, we have just presented. We kindly call on all members and well-wishers to join us in implementing these programs and projects so that our alumni can go to greater heights. But most importantly, so that we can provide sustainable positive impact in our communities. Thank you very much. I have been Kengacha Marcellus Agendia, the presenter and the president of GBHSF' 1994 Alumni. Thank you for listening and God bless you.